the night was getting darker. There was a strange silence in the air, as if something was about to go wrong. Ali, a young photographer, was sitting in his old car. He was heading towards a remote village called Kala Pani. This village was known as a mysterious place, where people talked about it with fear. Ali had heard about the village being inhabited by shadows. He wanted to take pictures of these shadows to satisfy his passion for photography. But he did not know that this trip would be the last trip of his life. The car's headlights illuminated the old gate of the village. A worn-out board hung on the door, which read, "Kala Pani, entry prohibited." Ali ignored the board and drove into the village. The atmosphere of the village was completely deserted. No human being was visible, nor was the sound of any animal heard. The streets were narrow and dark, and there were old, dilapidated buildings everywhere. Ali picked up his camera and started taking some pictures. While Ali was standing in front of an old mosque, he heard a strange sound. It was as if someone was following him. He looked back, but no one was there. Then he felt the air around him cool. His breath was evaporating and dissolving into the air. Suddenly, he saw a shadow pass in front of him. It stopped for a moment, then disappeared. Ali's heart stopped beating. He picked up his camera and took a picture of where the shadow had appeared. When he saw the picture, his hair stood on end. The picture showed a terrifying face, with completely black eyes and blood flowing from its mouth. Ali decided to leave the place immediately. He quickly ran to his car, but as soon as he opened the car door, he heard a terrifying laugh. He looked back, and the same shadow was standing behind him. The shadow stretched out its hand, and Ali felt his body stiffen. He couldn't move. The shadow started moving towards him, and Ali's breathing quickened. Suddenly, Ali's eyes opened. He was sitting in his car, and the sun had risen. He felt like it was all a dream. But when he picked up his camera, the same terrifying image was there. Ali started driving, but as he started to leave the village, he received a strong jolt. The car crashed into a tree. Ali fell unconscious. When he opened his eyes, he was in an old building. There were many shadows standing around him, and they were all looking at him. Ali felt his body getting cold. He wanted to scream, but no sound came out of his mouth. Shadows surrounded him, and one by one they absorbed him. Ali ceased to exist, and he too became a shadow. The village of Kala Pani is still a haven for shadows. Whoever enters this village never returns. Ali's car is still parked at the village gate, but no one sits in it. The villagers say that shadows roam the streets at night, and whoever sees them disappears forever.